Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. XRP has been featured on TV quite a bit recently, including in a segment that falsely reported that the price of XRP was $21,000, which is absolutely absurd, of course. But that's not the only place that it's being discussed. In fact, take a look at this headline. German financial firm educates audience about XRP. And this is really cool to me. So they're talking about a pretty well-known investment firm based out of Germany. They were on the floor of the stock exchange there, the Frankfurt Stock Exchange. And they were on their national television. And the CEO of this investment firm, just a little bit ago, he actually projected XRP to have a 20-fold price increase on their national television. You got to admire the boldness here. Like, you don't see as much of that over here in the United States. Over here in the United States, people still like to talk about the pet rock of crypto, which of course is Bitcoin, when really you want to talk about the sweet spot in investing. In my estimation, it's XRP, because it's tried and true. It's been around long enough, but it doesn't have as large a market cap as Ethereum or Bitcoin. So there's just it's obviously a way better opportunity. And then we also have this. You want to talk about another reason that XRP very clearly has staying power. Just add it to the pile. Here's a headline from the Crypto Basic. Trump media to launch ETF basket on made in America assets like XRP. And so look, whatever you think about this narrative, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you think or I think. It's a matter-of-fact statement that made in America cryptocurrencies is a category that has been deemed to be important from the top of this administration, Trump on down. That's just how it is. And it's the United States, so it's the largest capital market on the planet. So this is a big deal no matter where on the planet you live, if indeed you're an XRP holder. And so, if anything, look, I don't want the government picking winners and losers, but if they're going to do it this way, at least, I mean, let's be real, this is actual favoritism for XRP, rather than the last several years as we've been experiencing it as an attack from the government against XRP. So talk about a complete 180 here. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. All right, so let's jump into this first piece. And so there's a couple reasons I'm highlighting this. Number one, it's just kind of fascinating to see such a screw-up like this on television. And number two, it has, to some degree, revived conversations in conspiracy theory land, which I just have to squash. Piece reads as follows. Another XRP price glitch has surfaced, this time on live American TV, with the value of the altcoin suddenly soaring to tens of thousands. XRP has been the subject of multiple price glitches over the past few years, but this time seemed to have paused in Q4 2024 and Q1 2025. Interestingly, a recount reoccurrence has taken the XRP community by storm, especially considering the rate of change and the potential audience reach. And this week, amid the market recovery that began on Sunday, cable news channel Real America's Voice presented an outlook on the cryptocurrency market during the American Sunrise Early Edition hosted by Jake Novak. However, the market data in the presentation showed some interesting variations from real values. Notable among these variations was the fact that XRP soared to a price of $21,355 in an apparent glitch. This figure represented a 961,936% increase from the altcoin's actual value of $2.22. And so it's funny, and there's a screen grab right there. This is funny to me for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's just stupid. Somebody just made a stupid little mistake there. To me, that's very obviously what this is. But then it brings out some of the people who are just ready to believe silly, nonsensical things. It brings those people out that are kind of on the fringes of the community here. And so they'll make arguments like, see, there's the secret price of XRP, it's actually way higher. They just don't want us to know, but it just accidentally popped up. And I've also seen arguments like, it's pretty weird that all over the place in various platforms, you keep seeing these way higher prices of XRP pop up. And so it must mean that it's actually way higher than what we think it is. These are stupid comments. I gotta call it what it is. These are stupid comments that doesn't make any sense. The fact that people that don't know anything about crypto, who are running various television segments, in the United States and other parts of the world, the fact that they may have graphical issues with their systems is not an indication of some grand conspiracy that the real price of XRP is somehow being suppressed. But this type of glitch, it brings it out in people. And by the way, they messed up with Bitcoin too. For a while, Bitcoin was off. So I guess is there a secret price of Bitcoin where it's actually only worth $43,639? Because that happened too. Their whole platform messed up. And here's Ethereum at $6,000. So it's just stupid nonsense. And then it brought back up conversation. And here's just one example. This one happens to be from a few years ago, but it's still getting talked about because of this. Is there a private ledger with the real price of XRP that's actually way higher? This is another thing I keep seeing. So XRP actually is worth tens of thousands of dollars, but it's not for retail, man. They don't want the retailer to find out about it because then they'd have it when it's worth way more, which is a stupid thing to say. Because think about this, if there's a private ledger and a public ledger, and one has a price of XRP at $2, and at the time here, again, it was $2.22 in the article, versus $21,000, then if you're one of the secret people in the know, wouldn't you just buy the $2.22 XRP instead of spending $21,000 on XRP, you damn idiot sticks? Would you think about it? If you can buy XRP for $2 roughly, are you going to pay 21 grand? No, you're not, because that's a stupid idea. And none of this makes sense. And people need to think about this stuff for more than 5 seconds. But it is funny. It is kind of funny here. There is no private ledger. That's not a real thing. What, can you imagine an asset just having literally two vastly different market rates like that? Because I'll tell you this, arbitrage is real. And if in different markets, like if you have cryptocurrency exchanges in different markets, and there's even a little bit of a gap in price for like Bitcoin or Ether XRP, then people will buy it in the geographic location where it's a hair cheaper, move it to the one where it's slightly more expensive, and then they will sell. That's called arbitrage. And then you take the spread and that's your profit. It's very minimal. And the fact that arbitrage exists is the reason that markets the world over have prices that flatten out over time. You don't have these big disparities. And so if there were that big of a gap, let me tell you what, wouldn't last. It would never happen, though. It's so stupid. Now, that being said, it is indeed the case that XRP keeps getting more and more attention. Here you have this, again, from the Crypto Basic. German financial firm educates audience about XRP. The efforts by Tokensys Investments AG, a German venture capital company, to continue educating its audience about XRP are sparking interest in the global community. And so I don't really need to read the whole article. I'll just point out a few of the key highlights here. And that's their CEO right there, Oliver Michel, is perhaps how you say the name. And so he was actually, in this past June, he was on national television there over in Germany, on the floor of the Frankfurt Stock Exchange, and he was predicting that the price of XRP, and mind you, XRP was worth probably about 50 cents in June of last year. He was predicting it back then to go to $10. And this is at a time when we were told that it was just going to zero and it didn't make sense, and all of the idiots that irrationally hate XRP were laughing. But of course, now that we've seen this burst, it doesn't seem as implausible. We already know that it just ran up to like $3.39 in January of this year. So I'm thinking that the CEO here is probably on to something, and still very optimistic that it's going to move higher. So, but anyway, just need to see that they're talking about XRP going from 50 cents to $10 just this past June on the floor of the stock exchange there. That is pretty kind of, it's wild, it's pretty badass though. And so they're not letting up on their confidence in XRP. It's not just you that think XRP makes sense. It's not just this guy on the internet named the Moon Lab with a silly ass name here. It does make sense. You're not tricking yourself somehow. Like, it actually makes sense. Of course it does. That's why people who have careers in finance, many do agree. Of course it does. And take a look at this too. So this is their actual website here. This is a list of their investments. And so it's all a bunch of companies, including Ripple, by the way. There's only one cryptocurrency listed as an investment, and that's XRP. The rest of them are companies that this fund is investing in. But then there's XRP here. Isn't that fascinating? They have recognized what we have recognized, that there's way more opportunity in XRP than, for instance, Bitcoin, and it's not even close. At this point, in terms of return on investment, yeah, I think they figured it out. And frankly, it's not as big a risk as, for instance, a decade ago, where, even back then, of course, technologically, XRP was very well understood to be technologically superior to Bitcoin. But now it's been tested. It's been, tried and true. There's more adoption. There's more utility, more features, more businesses using it, more wallets, more everything, which means that this is why I keep saying XRP is the sweet spot in investing. Even though it's a large cap, there's so little money in it if we're right about how big the crypto asset class gets into like the tens of trillions of dollars, XRP is going to account for a certain percentage of that. And so as the crypto pie gets bigger, more and more money flows into XRP. So you have this sweet spot where even for a large cap with XRP, there's not that much money in it. But it's been tried and true still. You have a coin that's been battle tested. We know that the world has said, yes, this is one of the early winners and it makes sense, but there's not that much money in it, which means there's incredible opportunity for growth. That's the point. And so I think that's what they seem to have figured out here. It's the same thing we figured out. It's just that it's not just you and I that know this. It's kind of vindicating, just to see that there are all sorts of other brilliant people, wealthy individuals and businesses that agree like, yeah, no, it absolutely makes sense. And this is him right here, CEO Alvaro Michel. And of course, there's favoritism towards XRP now. You'll love to see that. And I know that Bitcoin's still getting even further special treatment. And I've said my piece on that. I don't want to talk about it too much in this video. I'm just glad it's pro crypto. Like, I'd rather have that than nothing, frankly. But here we have this headline: Trump media to launch ETF basket on made in America assets like XRP. President Donald Trump's media company partners with Crypto.com to introduce a basket ETF containing made in America assets like XRP. Trump Media and Technology Group, TMTG for short, has revealed a partnership with leading crypto exchange Crypto.com to launch a series of exchange-traded funds, or ETFs for short, on digital assets and U.S.-centric investments. The partnership, which falls under TMTG's TruthFi Financial Services brand, looks to present investors exposure to a mix of crypto assets and stocks from industries that align with an America First economic vision. While the official press release highlighted Bitcoin and Kronos among the digital assets included, initial statements from Crypto.com suggested that the ETFs would also feature Ethereum, Solana, and XRP. Okay, and so here, the post is here, and they ended up deleting this. I don't know why. Maybe there was some sort of miscommunication. They weren't supposed to give out a bunch of specifics. XRP was initially listed here, though, from Crypto.com. Still, it's even if they're retracting that for now, it's very reasonable to speculate that it absolutely will be included, because again, the whole point here is the America First approach, and whether you think it makes sense or don't make sense, neither here nor there. That's what they're doing. And XRP is the #1 created in America coin on the planet in terms of market cap. XRP is already #1. You think that's not going to be included? And so you're going to have other major firms, and this comes from the highest levels of government in the United States, literally pushing for XRP. And it's a piece of the basket, sure, but they're pushing for our coin. It's wild, right? After getting attacked by the government the last several years, now the president himself has been talking about XRP, the president of the United States, and will be pushed in an ETF, which is a basket of cryptocurrencies. Of course XRP is going to be included if they're going to do this. It'd be wild if not. That would be infuriating. Like, why would it not be? But I firmly believe it is. And obviously, Brad Garlinghouse has even recently had dinner with President Trump, and there are pictures of that. So there's a connection here. There's just a lot of cool stuff happening. Now, the $21,000 thing, that's complete bogus nonsense, but it's kind of funny, which is why I thought I'd cover it. And also so I could shred the ideas of some of these conspiracy theorists, because they're just ridiculous. It's just laughable. But still, like, we don't need to believe that XRP is going to $21,000 to be very excited about the future for it. It's going to be life-changing wealth, with it being way, way, way lower than that for pretty much everyone listening. I'd be willing to bet. The opportunity is very, very real, my friends. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.